All right, great news. Look what arrived safely. Our huge U-Haul boxes came on the cargo. Everybody, welcome back to our channel. When we posted a video, I don't know, a week or two ago, saying that David had gone to Kampala to pick up our cargo shipment that we had sent from the US to Uganda, we received quite a few questions from folks who were saying, hey, I'm moving back to Uganda, or I'd like to ship some things to Uganda. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience? And so that's what I thought I would do today. We don't have a ton of footage of when we actually packed the boxes when we were still in the US, but we'll tell you a little bit about that process today, how long it took to receive our goods, what the communication was like, which cargo freight company we used, and all of those juicy details. So if you've watched any of our early videos when we were packing and preparing to leave the United States to move to Uganda, you likely saw us packing in so many suitcases. And so we took 3 suitcases per person. We paid for extra luggage on the flight, so we had 15 suitcases in total. Then we had carry-on size suitcases as well, so it was really like 20 suitcases. So we were rolling deep in luggage, but we'd moved our entire life from the United States to Uganda, and frankly, there were things that we've had for a long time that we didn't want to part with, and also some sentimental items that were very special to us and to our family, and we wanted to make sure we kept them. Some of those items didn't fit in suitcases, so we realized that we needed to figure out how to ship either through air or freight some of our household items that we wanted to keep. When we started investigating that process, we realized that we had a hard time getting any information. To be honest, we really struggled because whenever we would read one good review about a company, then we would read 2 negative reviews. So we felt very nervous about putting our prized possessions in the hands of someone else and actually having faith that they would get all the way from the US to Uganda in one piece. But I'm really happy to share that we had a very positive experience with shipping freight. And so wanted to tell you a little bit about it. In about the end of April of this year, I guess it was mid-April, we realized, hey, there are some things that we want to ship to Uganda. Various items such as, some DJ equipment that David had from when he used to DJ, sentimental items like our family Christmas tree and Christmas ornaments and things that frankly, the kids have been making since they were babies, and I wasn't about to part with them. Those things didn't fit in suitcases. And so we called around a little bit. We did some research. And by research, I mean we asked Google to talk to us about what our options were for shipping to Uganda. We ultimately landed on using Crane Cargo as our shipper. And honestly, we're very happy that we did. Shortly after getting in touch with the folks at Crane Cargo, who are based out of the state of Massachusetts in the United States, they were just on it for us. They helped us find a truck provider that was actually able to pick up the things that we had packaged for shipment and truck those items to the Boston area in Massachusetts for us from where we lived in Ohio. I will put a picture here in just a minute of the boxes that they suggested that we use to pack our items. They're actually boxes that you can get various places, but we got them at the U-Haul storage facility. They run about, I think, $20 a box, but they fit so much. So go ahead and take a look at what they look like here. So these boxes fit so much. They call them like grand wardrobe boxes, which essentially I think you could pack your entire clothing wardrobe in one box and be set. We didn't actually pack clothing in those boxes. We packed household items, but I will tell you that we packed so much. I forget what David told me. I think it was 950 pounds that were across the 4 boxes when they weighed the shipments for us. So as mentioned, they sent a driver to come and pick the boxes up from our previous home. Then they trucked the boxes to the Boston area and prepared them for shipment. The next time we received communication from them was just an indication letting us know that the boxes had left the harbor and were now on the ocean. And so I think that that was right around the end of April that we got that notification. And then we heard, I want to say beginning of July, that they had reached the port in Mombasa. And so there was a period of time where we just had to trust that, our boxes were somewhere on the ocean, and they were. And so when they reached Mombasa, we got another communication saying, hey, they've reached Mombasa. It's going to take a week or two for them to cross into Uganda through the border. And then once they get to Uganda, it's probably 3 weeks for everything to clear through the customs process. That was a spot on timeline that was provided to us. That's exactly what we experienced. And so once they crossed into Uganda and were cleared, crossing the border, we got notification, hey, your items are in Uganda. Then we didn't hear anything while they were clearing through customs. And then almost exactly to the T of the 3-week mark, we got a notification letting us know that all of the boxes were good to go and they could be picked up at the Crane Cargo office facility just outside of Kampala. It was that simple, honestly. So a couple of things to keep in mind if you decide to ship items to Uganda. One, make an inventory list. As we packed boxes, we wrote out everything that we put in there. 2 rugs, 3 blankets, whatever it was that we were putting in the boxes. We made sure that we had that all together on a spreadsheet. We labeled the boxes 1, 2, 3, 4. So that way, when we looked at our spreadsheet, we could say, hey, box 1 has these items in it, box 2, these items in it, etc. That was really useful on our end. So that way we could verify when the boxes arrived, in August, after us not having seen things for, 3.5 months. What was it we actually packed, and did it arrive safely? I'm really happy to share that every single thing that we put in the boxes arrived safely, untouched, in one piece. The only thing that we had that was broken was a couple of picture frames, the glass on some picture frames. I literally packed candles, like little candles in jars that didn't even have a scratch on them. That's how good of a job they did at keeping our items secure. And so when we got the U-Haul boxes, David went, signed for the release of them. Then he had to find a truck driver, then transport our 4 very large, very heavy U-Haul boxes from Kampala to deep in this village community where we live. So on a good day, that's a 4+ hour drive. On a typical day with Kampala traffic, it can be 8 to 9 hours. So it's certainly not a drive for the faint of heart, but we're very happy to report that the folks that drove our cargo from Kampala to the village arrived safely, and everything was unloaded in our house. And I'll put a clip of that here. All right, great news. Look what arrived safely. Our huge U-Haul boxes came on the cargo. There's another one in the corner over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, there it is. So all 4 of them are here. Caution heavy. They're all very heavy. But yeah, they made it in one piece. There's, some little wear and tear, but all the boxes are intact. So pretty excited to cut them open and remember what we packed. It honestly felt like Christmas, right? We hadn't seen some of these things for a very long time. And opening these boxes was like a whole element of surprise and also slight worry, wondering whether or not things were going to be broken. All right, moment of truth. Behind box number 1. Woohoo! Looks like some of my Christmas stuff.
I told you.
And some home decor. Woo, woo, woo. This literally feels like Christmas, getting all the things I packed for the house. To be very honest, Crane Cargo had very mixed reviews from what we were reading online, right? Google reviews, whatever it was, we were reading reviews on them about how they do business. So we were nervous to utilize them. But I will tell you, our experience was nothing but positive. So we can certainly suggest to them at this point in time. And I know we would use them again if we ever had the need to do so. As far as costs go, that would be something that you would want to talk to whoever you pick as your shipper to really discuss costs. I think costs really vary based on what it is you're shipping and the weight of the things you're shipping, etc. I mean, for example, shipping a vehicle, it's probably $5,000 to $10,000. I don't even know, versus shipping boxes, which was a few $100s each. Then you have to think about transport costs. If you don't live in Kampala, you need a way to get transportation of your items from their office in Kampala when things clear to wherever you're residing in Uganda. So it is certainly not a cheap experience. This was one of the most expensive things that we did to move to Uganda, aside from paying for the plane tickets to actually travel from the US to Uganda. But I will tell you, having those items that were our cherished family items, it's turned our house into the home that we really hoped it would. We have our family pictures on the wall again. We're excited for the holidays because some of our cherished family items and memories are now here with us. And so for us, the cost of shipping those items was worth it because we know Uganda is our home now and we wanted to make it feel like home. So I hope that you found this video to be a little bit helpful. When we were, Googling and looking about shipping, I would have appreciated a video like this. But honestly, I couldn't find one, just to help us realize that there's a lot of time that you just have to trust that your items are going to make it. And we're happy to share that in our experience, it was a very positive one. And our items made it safely here, and our house has transformed into a home. So, with that, wishing all of those of you who are returning home to Uganda or planning for an international move of your own much success in that process. Not gonna lie, it's stressful and it's a very big, time consuming process to plan for an international move. But just know that if we can do it, you can do it too. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you found this informative, and we'll talk to you soon.